Good afternoon. Another video with Professor Crowe about the Cherokee Nation in the 1870s. A lot of people think that the OK Corral was the most famous gun shoot or a shootout in American West. It actually isn't. A incident would be happening on 15th of April, 1872, when a group of U.S. Marshals and Cherokee citizens have a shootout at Goingsnake Courthouse on the 15th of April, 1872. Anyway, start from the beginning. There was an altercation between Zeke Proctor and part of the Beck family in Goingsnake. What happened was that there was this altercation. A gunfire happened between Zeke Proctor and the white husband of Polly Beck. During that incident, her husband was wounded and Polly Beck was killed. What happened is that he turned himself into Cherokee authorities, basically to go to trial in the Cherokee Nation. In the meantime, the Beck family travels to Fort Gibson, excuse me, Fort Smith, and gets a posse to come back to Goingsnake to arrest Zeke Proctor if he's acquitted of those charges. So a posse of 8 members from Judge Parker's jurisdiction, plus 5 members of the Beck family, travel to Goingsnake Courthouse. The trial's in session at the same time, and a gunfight opened inside the courthouse. What happened next was a very bloody affair. Now, wouldn't you think that 5 members attached to the posse of the family, this would not be a good idea, but it happened. The aftermath is that 5 members of the posse are killed, along with 3 members of the Beck family. Other posse members were wounded, including another member of the Beck family. Zeke Proctor is wounded. His brother, Johnson Proctor, is killed. Proctor's attorney was killed, and a other Civil War veteran, Union veteran, was killed. In the meantime, when they come back to Fort Smith, they get another posse come back, and they arrest members of the Cherokee Nation to be tried for this incident. Well, in the end, Zeke Proctor was acquitted of all charges, and so were other members of the Cherokee Nation. Basically, it was a roach of Cherokee sovereignty that happened during this affair. Now, my family does have a personal connection with Zeke Proctor. Both my great grandfather, Sergeant John Hendricks, and at the time, Sergeant Zeke Proctor, were members of the same company, Company L, 3rd Indian Home Guard, Union Indian Brigade during the Civil War. Later on, after he's acquitted, he becomes a sheriff of the Flint District and later a U.S. Deputy Marshal under Judge Parker. So, like I said, this is a very important incident that happened. It was a big shootout in the West that no one really talks about, but it did happen. And if you, like I said, if you go to the U.S. Marshal's website, their story is completely different. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Thank you for joining me, and I will talk about the council, Cherokee Council meeting at Cowskin Prairie in February of 1863, and those important things that happened. Again, no one really talks about or understands. So anyway, you all have a good day. Thank you very much.